Holy content explosion, Batman. I was laying in bed. I'd just gotten out of the shower, and then LSS goes and releases like everything. Everything about everything that could be released on Part the Mistveil. I should change this. There we go. That's better. Part the Mistveil. Everything that there is to know apparently is now released, so let's talk about that. Okay, so first things first, let's do a full recap of what they've released and what we're going to talk about. They have hero pages up with new cards for all three heroes. New Alluring Desire is up. If we go to articles, I don't know if it's in the articles section. Yeah, they have tutorials on the Blitz decks. There's tutorials in the Blitz decks, if you were curious about how to play the Blitz decks that will be coming out, where they show brand new cards. So we'll talk about those as well. They released literal playthroughs of the Blitz decks. They showed the entire deck list of the Blitz decks that you can look at. So I guess we'll look at that as well. Here's the Zen deck, the Enigma deck, the new deck. I mean, they dumped so much stuff right now that I don't even know how to process it all. So I guess let's start with the spoilers from each of the articles. All right, so let's go with New Alluring Desire. First things first, New they talk about how New is an assassin, and they showed a couple of her bread and butter cards. Now, Fang Strike and Slither were two cards that were hinted at earlier, and well, they paid them off, and we now know what they are. Fang Strike is an ephemeral attack reaction. That is a Mystic Assassin attack reaction. Ephemeral is a new keyword. It's not that new. I guess it was in a previous set at this point, but it was on one card, and it was Crouching Tiger. And Ephemeral says target attack action card gets +1. Ephemeral, basically a keyword I should follow up with that says if it would be put into the graveyard instead, it just removed from the game. Poof, it's ephemeral. And also they can't start in your deck. So you create these and then they disappear and they are not in the graveyard. But this one gives +1 attack if you create it. The Slither one is really interesting because it's ephemeral, costs nothing. It says target attack action card gains go again. So what we have here is a Mystic Assassin lunging press that has no pitch. Obviously, you can't go back into the deck. Costs you nothing. And a target attack action card gets go again. Is there does that exist? That's not a card that exists, so I can't call it basically just a lunging press. I don't know. It's still pretty cool though, and you can create those cards as well. Now check this out, Desires of the Flesh. This was in the main spoiler video that's actually playing directly behind me. I think that's the exact spot it's about to show up. Desires of the Flesh is an assassin attack action card. This one is not Mystic, which means all the assassins can play it. That is very cool. Azuri can play this because it's a stealth attack. You could even play this in Arachne Solitary Confinement because it's a stealth attack, and it would gain go again. And it says when this hits a hero, banish the top card of their deck. Cool, we like that for contract purposes. I wrote an article for MinMax Games. By the way, MinMax Games, fantastic sponsor of the channel. Go check them out. I wrote an article about all the heroes, and for New, I posited that she would be a combination of a contract and a stealth deck, because they're trying to marry those two disparate card pools and those two keywords. Turns out that's probably going to be the case. Whenever this banishes an attack action card, get 1 health, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this has a lot of utility in a lot of different decks. I think that's very cool. We've already talked about these cards like Passover, which is just a beautiful card, and how we're looking to create these chi. These chi are, if you look at this is a chi card. It's in your hand. And when you pitch it, it covers 3 resources that can either be paid for blue or for red costs. Koi, Blessed Kimono, Aqua Seeing Shell, and Beckoning Mistblade. Well, these two, I should say. These two were spoiled this weekend over at the Battle Hardened. And Beckoning Mistblade was a card that I think was inadvertently shown off. Let's take a look at Beckoning Mistblade. Once per turn action, pay 2 to attack, go again, so it's like any other Assassin Dagger. This one's a Mystic, though, and it says when this hits, your next blue attack this turn gets +1 and go again. That is huge. That's a really good effect. And this is one that you would not necessarily want to let hit if you can stop, but it doesn't have piercing, so you could chuck Valiant Dynamos in front of this. Yes, I now think of Valiant Dynamos for everything. That's how far down the Kasai rabbit hole I've been going. One attack, just like any other dagger. Let's close out all of these billion tabs now. These two we've seen if you've been paying attention to spoilers, but if you have not, it has a new keyword called Cloaked. You equip this face down. Your opponent doesn't see what you've chosen to equip, and while it's equipped face down, at the start of your turn, if you have exactly 1 health, you can turn this face up. When this is turned face up, you destroy it. You search your deck for an inner chi, you reveal it, shuffle it. That is pretty cool. It basically just like, if you have 1 health, you have this last-ditch effort to go and grab a 1 chi card that you could then pitch to do things, either on your turn or your opponent's turn, that sort of thing. I think it's actually on your turn, right? At the start of your turn. So you flip it and you grab an extra card and possibly just go and finish the game. Do keep in mind, too, this blocks for nothing, and it's a mystic equipment, meaning it can be played by all 3 heroes, and you're going to see that come up in the limited format a pretty good bit. Aqua Seeing Shell, same thing, cloaked. Your opponent doesn't know what you have available to you, which is a very cool little new effect. And instant pay 3, turn this face up, draw a card. At the start of your turn, destroy this. Get that. This blocks for 1 with no Battle Worn or Blade Break or Temper or anything, which means if you flip this up, draw a card to replace the blue you pitched, and then if they break the chain at all, you can block with this more than once. You block with it for 1. If they break the chain, you now can block with it again. That's a really good effect on a common. That's really good. That is not chaff. I'll tell you right now, that is not chaff. That is quite good. That's very interesting. Double Trouble is one that I have not seen at all, so I'll read this along with you. That art is incredible. That art is super cool. Look how cool that looks. Quite neat. 0 cost. It is an attack action card. It has stealth, so you can again play it in all of the assassins because it's not locked to Mystic. And if you've played or activated 2 or more attack reactions this chain link, this gets +2, basically putting it to 5 attack. And when this hits a hero, banish the top 2 cards of their deck, which is gross and cool. And it's 5 attack. And Arachne Solitary Confinement looks at this card and goes, ooh, yes, yes, please, yes, please. I think all of the assassins look at this card, because remember, you can flick knives. This card's nuts. This is a rare, and Iswardi did the art, and that's pretty good. This can come in at blue for 1, and then attack for 3. The yellow is actually like really good. The yellow, if this is a cycle, the yellow is attacking for 2, and then when you activate a reaction, 2 or more, of course, you have to activate. But if you do that, then you're pushing for 4. Obviously, the 2 attack reactions is the tricky part, but that's a really good card. Venom's Bite, 1 cost Mystic Attack reaction that gives +3. It's very similar to the Razor Reflex. And if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Fang Strike in your hand. So this is one way for us to go back and create one of those Fang Strikes that we saw up there, which gives +1. So there is your way of double tapping your attack reactions. And then we've already talked about Deep Blue Sea, but they're just mentioning how the synergy works. And then you go through and you can watch it played. All right, from a content creator perspective, well done, LSS. This is a great way to create spokes. Okay, so there's a concept in content creation where one thing feeds to another thing, feeds to another thing, feeds to another thing, which creates these spokes of a wheel, like a wagon wheel. And this is a great way to create wagon wheel content. And I love it. Well done. So if you want to watch these videos, go check those out because it's the devs playing the game. All right, let's take a look at the, not the deck lists, but let's go and bounce over to, where is it? Where is it? Here it is, the articles, as I just make everyone freak out. Okay, Enigma. Now, this is truly intriguing, because here's the weapon. Cosmo Scroll of Ancestral Tapestry, and as many people posited, I don't remember if I did or not, but during your turn, auras you control with ward are weapons with base attack equal to their ward, and once per turn action pay 1 to attack. So ward 1 is a 1 attack weapon with no go again, unless you meet the second part. Ward 3 is a 3 attack with no go again. But the second part says your aura attacks with 1 or more +1 counters get go again. Now, remember, they errataed spectral shields to have ward, meaning that all spectrals you create are 1 attack weapons with go again. And when you create them by pitching chi, I wish they put a, oh, there she is. When you create them by pitching chi, once per turn instance, pitch 3 chi, create a spectral shield with a +1 counter, meaning that they all the ones that you have, of course, get go again. And they are damage prevention as well. They've taken Prism, which was the sculptor of Arclight and the progenitor of the illusionist class, and they've taken her ideas. Like, okay, we can have an aggressive hero, we can have a hero that plays more defensively and protectively, and they've split them into 2, right? This Enigma appears to have taken on the guise at this point of a more defensive game plan, or at least has the tools to build a defensive deck. And then you look at Dromai, which just left the format, that had the tools to be a lot more aggressive with permanents. This is very cool, very interesting design. There's other cards, though, here, too. Now, this one's really interesting. Waxing Spectre costs you 2. It is an aura that does not block, and that is something we're going to see in this deck. You could bet your butt that we're going to have lots of auras that don't block. If you've pitched a blue card this turn, this enters the arena with the +1 counter so that you can get the go again on it. And you're probably going to need to pitch that because you've got the 2 breakpoint here, and you want to attack with it, so that's going to cost you 1 as well. Pitching a blue means you go 2, this gets a +1 counter, and then you can attack with go again, ward 3. This is a 3 damage weapon. That is a very cool, like, intro, this is easy to use, this is easy to understand type card. I like that design for that card in a very new player-friendly product. This is also talking about Homage to Ancestors, a card we talked about before, but using this allows you to get that inner chi, which you would use to activate Enigma's effect to create spectral shields. Now, Heirloom of Rabbit Hide is another cloaked, keyworded Mystic Illusionist equipment that has Ward 4. Ward 4 is very cool. Now, this is not an aura, so you're not getting the benefit of being able to attack with it because auras you control with Ward are weapons. But what it is, it allows you to basically flip it up and prevent 4 damage. This is like the coolest defense reaction when you're at 1. Imagine how these games are going to unfold when we get to low life totals. People are going to be actively trying to put themselves to 1 so that they can activate these effects. That's pretty awesome. I think that's very interesting and very cool. Uphold Tradition, cloaked, instant, pay 1, turn this face up, put a +1 counter on an aura you control with ward, meaning that you can then go again that thing when your opponent thinks it's done. The art on this too, like, it's clearly just very vibrant and very detailed and very crisp, but it's I mean, I like that it's not the traditional, like, paying homage to Japan art, but it at the same time, because of obviously the setting of the set, it's just beautiful, and it's going to fit nicely with that art. And you're not going to like look at these two things and go, what the heck am I even looking at? What game is this? Where, no offense to Magic players, but there are definitely cards that I look at and I'm like, that's a Magic card. Okay, all right, if you say so. And I like that. I like that these are cards that definitely are distinctive in their set, but it is all cohesive in one sense. Skywalker, Kekoi, yeah, Kekoi, I don't know. Skywalker is a wonderful little nod to Flake. Yeah, because I think he's the only person in the world that actually likes Star Wars. That is not true, everyone. Don't flame me in the comments. Or do, see if I care. Pfft, I don't know. Instant, destroy this, prevent the next 1 damage that you would be dealt this turn, activate this ability only while this is face down. That's interesting. So you could technically flip this. So you have to destroy this. That's just weird. That's just weird. By the way, these were all spoiled at Battle Hardened. So if you saw this one, I don't think was. I don't recall if this one was. But I know this one was because I liked the joke about Skywalker. I don't remember if this one was as well, but those were all spoiled this past weekend, which is quite cool. And then we get down to a couple of these cards. Waning Vengeance, which is an extended art, another Illusionist Aura. This one cost 1. It says Ward 3. When this leaves the arena, if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Spectral Shield. So it leaves a Spectral Shield on the back end, and it pops by, you know, preventing 3 points of damage, which is actually pretty awesome. So you can play this as its own pseudo defense reaction that leaves like 1 behind. So it's like a 1 for 4, but broken up across 2. That's pretty cool, and it can be a weapon as well. I like that kind of the duality of it. Solitary Companion costs you nothing. This is one of the rare 2-block auras. It's a blue 2-block aura, which, by the way, it was posited by me that the 2-block auras from, not from Dynasty, but from the previous set, from Everfest, were going to be more popular. And that could still be the case, but this is clearly pointing us towards playing the Ward ones from Dynasty. When this enters the arena, if you control no other Illusionist auras, create a Spectral Shield token. So after a board reset or like turn 0, this one feels pretty good. Like, that's not a bad turn 0 play. And then Spectral Manifestations costs 2, creates a Spectral Shield token. And then if you don't have any more, you put 3+1 counters on it. So this like just jams down a 4 attack. I guess it would be a 1, 2. Yeah, would it be a 4 attack? 3 attack? What, 4 attack? It'd be a 4 attack. 4 attack Spectral Shield. That's pretty cool. You get yourself a nice little 4 attack buff. And this is not an instant, so you play it on your own turn with the Go Again. And again, you get to watch it. All right. I'm trying to fit all of this insane info in one video because that's a lot. Maybe this is a fool's errand. Maybe I'm just doing the wrong thing. Maybe I should make 3 videos. Like, what the heck, man? And then finally, Zen. Now, Zen's interesting because we already know about Crouching Tiger. Crouching Tiger has already been a pretty consistent, pretty well-known effect and ability in the game. It introduced Ephemeral, and we already know about some of the kind of combo cards that go with it, like Pouncing Chi. But then we get a couple of new cards like Companion of the Claw, which cost 2, which is expensive for Ninja, right? But we're clearly going to be running a lot of blues. And when this attack, if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Crouching Tiger in your hand. So it's a 4 Go Again and then gives you 1. Blocks poorly, blocks 2 though. But this is a common as well, which means it's in a cycle, and you could play this in blue if you wanted to. And it would make a Crouching Tiger in your hand after the fact, which is good because where's his weapon? Here we go. Once per turn action, pay 2 to attack. Again, pretty expensive. Go Again, and it attacks for 2. When this attacks, the next Crouching Tiger you play gets +1, which is quite nice because if you don't recall, Crouching Tigers cost or attack for nothing. So you actually do have to provide a buff therein, or you just use it as an empty chain link to set up your combos off of like Pouncing Chi and stuff like that. By the way, if you've forgotten, you can actually create a Crouching Tiger by pitching Chi, and it goes into your hand, and then you get to search a card up with combo, banish it, and shuffle, which is pretty cool. Heirloom of Tiger Hide is new as well, cloaked while this is equipped face down. If you have 1 health, you can flip this face up, and it is a 3-blade break. That's nuts, man. Blocks for 3. Like, I really think this is going to be an interesting end game scenario. You're going to have exciting end game scenarios on coverage. Oh man, that's going to be fun to watch. Waves of Aquamarine is a Mystic Arm equipment that blocks for 1. Cloaked again, an attack reaction, pay 1. Target attack is +1. Start of your turn, destroy this. That's pretty cool. Now, this can only be activated once because once you turn it face up, it is face up from that point. But you then have the capacity, I guess, to block with it, which is a little strange. You could technically turn it face up, give something +1, and then block with it after the fact. I don't know. That seems a little interesting. Nevertheless, maybe I'm missing something on this card, but yeah, you get a basically on-board lunging press, which is pretty awesome. And they talked a couple of these other cards like Flex Claws and Chi Unleashed, which we've seen, but then finally, Harmony of the Hunt. A 1-cost, 3 attack, Go Again, Ninja attack, Mystic Ninja attack, which, look at that beautiful Mystic Ninja border. That's hot. When this attacks, if you've pitched a blue card, create a Crouching Tiger in your hand. I like what they're doing here too, because they're introducing Crouching Tiger as its own kind of like established archetype, which it technically is already, but I really appreciate that they're going to be pushing this into its final form, if you will. And again, I wrote an article on MinMax Games, so check out MinMax Games about where I think they're taking all 3 of these heroes. And those predictions were made like, I don't know, I wrote those like 3 weeks ago. So if you want to see how close I got, go check those out. Also, they have the deck lists. And one of the things I noticed a lot, they don't have the pictures like connected yet, but there's a lot of inclusions of Battlefront Bastion. That card is very pushed on this side of things. It also gives us a nice little split of some of, you know, how these decks are valuing the chi generation. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that are, you know, give you the capacity to flip and generate chi that are then going to cycle around and possibly give you those late game pushes. That's an Enigma in Zen. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 as well, and I would guess it's the same with new. I didn't actually look. 1, 2, nope, is actually just 2. Very interesting. So they went less that direction and more of some of these just big kind of punchy attacks. Not big, I shouldn't say big, but some punchy attacks that just do the good old assassin things. So pour over these deck lists. You can check them out for yourself. And then also go watch the videos over here. I got to go check those out as well. Literally, at the time of recording this, these were posted, I don't know, if I refreshed 20 minutes ago. So this is all just like 30 minutes ago. This is just popping off. What a cool way to ring in the new week. And this is all leading up to spoiler season, which, holy crap, kicks off next week. By the way, if you want a spoiler, if you want to watch my spoiler video, that's going to be on Monday, the 13th. I don't know. It's good. Check February. February knows when my spoiler is. I have an idea of what I'm going to do for the video, and I've seen the card, and I will tell you this. The only thing I can say about this card is that it's a card that exists in the game of Flesh and Blood, and it does something. There you go. Hey, if you enjoyed the video and you want more videos like this where I talk about Flesh and Blood, let me know in a comment below and make the number go slightly higher in 75 people in the 79. It's late. 79 people can press the red button, and when they do, the number will go to 20,000. And that's cool. What if that happened on my birthday this week? That would be cool. As always, thanks for watching.